Hey, and morning to another installment of Fat Boy Keto. I'm Adrian. I don't actually know if I've ever said my name before. Just to get a couple things out of the way. Sorry, I'm backing up here while I'm driving. I'm not a doctor. I'm not a nutritionist. I'm not a fat specialist. I'm nothing more than a guy that is overweight. I don't have an excuse of why I'm overweight. Well, for the last year I do. I was in a head-on collision and I wasn't able to walk for a while. So that gave me pause and I'm unable to really change what I was putting on in the sense of weight. Even eating food that wasn't meant to be fat or, be putting on weight. I put on 45, almost 50 pounds over 6 months. Took me a while just to get back down to 250. I'm down to about 240. So over the last couple of days, I've actually had a ton of subscribers come on to the channel, which I think is fantastic. And one lady was nice enough to point out that she thought that I was actually trying to sell something. Now, just to clear that up, and so it's just so I'm completely honest with you and so you guys understand, yes, I sell keto products and I'm very aware of what I'm using and what I'm selling, and that for some people that aren't active, they work really well. This channel is not meant for buying my product, and originally I was going to tie the two together. I was going to put some information in the description, so if anybody wanted to use what I use, then they had the ability to do that. If you want to, I'm going to leave it up to you guys. If you want to use what I'm using, I find that it personally works. It's up to you. Convo me, comment, I'll reply back to you and I'll send you the information. Obviously, I have a website, fatboyketo.com or .ca, depending if you're in Canada or not. I like my products. That's enough said about that. I'm not pushing them on you. You guys do what you want to do. There was another comment about, energy and being active and eating the right food. Well, here's the thing about that. I agree with the comment to an extent. I'm not going to get into videos about replying to people's comments. I'm not really about that. If you guys want to comment about whether you think I'm active enough or not, that's on you. Me personally, I'll tell you what I do as a job. I run a plumbing company. I drive a lot, but I'm also very active. Some of our buildings are 6 stories. Some buildings that I walk up are 26 stories. I have 2 kids that are young, so they're active. I'm active with them. I also have a wife, which means I'm active there as well. And I burn probably the better part of 3,000 calories a day is what not only my nutritionist says, but my doctor tells me, my watch tells me. I've got to go by that information and believe that it's right. So based on that and being that active, I also only eat about 2,500 calories, sometimes 2,000 calories a day. Now that comes from, I take a breakfast shake. One of the products that I sell is like this mango breakfast shake that's, I happen to absolutely love mango, so for me it's a bonus. But that's my breakfast. Otherwise I'd sit down and I'd chow down on like bacon and eggs and everything like that. And you're thinking, okay, well, that's the keto lifestyle. Sure it is. I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with bacon and eggs. In fact, I just had that this morning. Every weekend we have a family breakfast and we have bacon and eggs and things like that and fruit. But the point of it is that if you take in more than you're burning in a day, then you're going to be putting on weight. And it doesn't matter how active you are. If you're eating over what you're burning, then that's going to metabolize into fat. Like, I don't know how else to say it. That's how it's been told to me. That's how I've read it on numerous different journals on the internet. Like, I didn't just get into this thinking, hey, you know what, I'm going to eat 1,000 calories a day worth of food, good or bad, and do 2,000 calories worth of exercise and movement and things like that, and think that I was going to be healthy. Weight loss is weight loss. You can do it either really, really healthily, if that's a word, or you can do it really shitty. And I've chosen to try to be as healthy as possible in my weight loss. I did a weight loss program right at the beginning of this cycle, when I realized I was 290 pounds and that I could actually move again and walk again and get into the treadmill again. I'm not going to say it was a doctor something or other. And it was a really strenuous, and for me personally, I felt very, very bad diet for me personally. I'm not saying that it doesn't work for you or that it might not work for you. I found it to be really bad for me. Like, I cut out almost everything that I enjoyed. I started eating food that I didn't enjoy, which made me want to cheat on all of the things that I enjoyed. So, essentially you're filling out a form for the nurses to take a look at and be like, yeah, you ate 150 grams of protein per meal, and you ate your vegetables, and you had your one carb, which was like a whatever it was, like a flatbread or a pita wrap or whatever. And I was destroying myself. Now, the flip side of that is my body was in like super high-end ketosis. I was using keto sticks, and they were like dark purple most of the time. My body was chewing through a pound of fat a day, because I was only eating 1,000 calories a day. You could eat 1,000 calories of anything a day, and if you're like me, where you're burning a minimum of 2,000 calories a day, it doesn't take you $278 a week to figure that out. And it was an eye-opener for me, not only in the sense that there are companies out there that prey on fat people. I'm fat, so I can say that. But there's also a huge misconception about how you can lose weight and how you can do it so your body isn't getting totally screwed up. And then I started really getting into the information side of this program, and all of these guys were commenting about how they were getting kidney stones and like really bad symptoms. And one of them, actually a friend of mine's girlfriend or wife now, she had to have her gallbladder removed, which was directly related to this particular diet plan. And that really, I think that was the beginning of my, as gay as this sounds, awakening of weight loss. Like, yeah, I can lose 8 pounds in a week, but I'm not going to keep it off, and I'm not going to feel very good, because my body is lacking so many things that it needs to survive. And then, yeah, I can't remember the name off the top of my head, sorry, but when your body starts to eat not only the fat but the muscle, you're doing things that are putting your body in jeopardy. And that was kind of the beginning of the end of that cycle for me, as I was seeing it. And luckily enough for me, at that time, I was getting better and I was able to walk a lot easier. When I got in my accident, my back and my hips were so far out of whack that if I took 2 steps forward, I'd pull my groin muscles, which was horrific. I can't even tell you how bad that was. But after a while, I'd be able to use the treadmill. I was able to start stretching things out. And I realized that there's so many different ways that are healthy that you can get your body back into the right situation and right lifestyle. And as much as the word lifestyle is kind of like a buzzword, like, oh, you're losing weight, oh, you've got a new lifestyle. Listen, it is a new lifestyle for me. I'm very conscious of what I eat. I eat a lot more of a balanced diet in the sense of vegetables. I wasn't really a big fan of vegetables for most of my life. I pick the vegetables that I enjoy. Let's say that, like cucumbers, which are kind of like a zero vegetable, I guess. Tomatoes, broccoli, love cauliflower. And then I started trying to figure out all of these different things that I could do with these vegetables that would take out the carbs that I liked. Like rice, for instance. I started blending up cauliflower and doing cauliflower rice per se. Sorry, you didn't see the quotations there. So now instead of using rice, we use cauliflower, and it's awesome. You can fry it up. You can do cauliflower fried rice and have an amazing meal. I tend to like some of the sweeter, savory style of foods. Like for my cauliflower rice, I put in raisins, like sultanas. I throw in some carrots, some different things, like depending on what I'm trying to mix into it, prawns, shrimp, chicken, and it works out really well. And it takes the rice out of the equation. And I don't know if I'd mentioned before, my wife's Taiwanese, and luckily for me, or bad for me, I guess, was one, she doesn't like rice, which is the misnomer, I guess, for Asian people, but she does love noodles. And I got introduced to all of these fantastic noodles that are obviously, full carb flours, things like that. And as much as I loved it, I just couldn't sustain eating that. Like, I mean, you're sitting down to eat 1,400 calories at one sitting in an Asian style noodle dish. And as much as I love it, and you can say, oh, well, just be careful of your quantity. Okay, so I get a half a cup of noodles. I'm 6 foot, almost 6'1", and I live a fairly active lifestyle, both in work and my life. A quarter cup of noodles or a half a cup of noodles means sweet FA. It's not going to do anything, and I'm going to be super hungry. And then what's going to happen is I'm going to get in my truck and I'm going to drive around for work, and then I'll be going, oh man, I'm so hungry. And then I'm going to see a Burger King or a Wendy's, and I'm 48. Like, I have some self-control, but for people that are my age, growing up around fast food, as much as you try to stop eating it, it's always there. And and it's like Pavlov's dog. When you see a Wendy's, well, not really a McDonald's, but when you see Wendy's or Dairy Queen or Arby's or A&W, that the taste, and your body knows the taste and your mind knows the taste. And then all of a sudden you're like, oh yeah, I'm stopping and I'm getting a burger, or I'm getting fries or a malt from Wendy's or whatever. And those are the things that you sustain yourself with because you've started to really cut down on the quantity that you're eating. And that in itself was one of the big problems with cutting down this particular dietary plan. Was I was eating like a quarter cup of food, of one type of food that was meant to be giving my body like the sustenance to manage to get through half a day, and it just wasn't working. So anyway, that's my Sunday. I'm actually out, just about to go and play airsoft. Just find a life thing that you like. For me, airsoft with the guys is awesome. I really enjoy it. It's active. You get to run, shoot other guys with BBs, and have a great time. You got to find something that you can make your own, that you can really enjoy. And when you can do that, all of the things that you do will fall into place and make it that much better, and make your losing weight that much easier. And you'll find right across the board that it becomes really, really fun to do. You don't have to eat a ton of food. You just need to eat what you need for yourself to be able to maintain your muscles, to maintain everything that makes you feel good without feeling grumpy or hangry, if you want to use that buzzword. You got to do the things that make you feel the best. And don't let anybody tell you that losing weight or not losing weight is good or bad. So anyway, subscribe below. I will get back to you as soon as I do my next video, and we'll go from there. Cheers.